And on a final note, I just wanted to say a little bit about how Christ instructed women. The account of Luke chapter 10 and verse 39, we see how Mary was at the feet of Yeshua, and he taught her. His disciples would have been there, and he was happy to teach this woman equally as he would a man. And that was not the done thing of the day. Women were not taught and educated in scriptural things the way a man might have been. Also, we can look at the account of the woman at the well, John chapter 4, verses 11 and 12, where this woman questioned Christ. John chapter 4, 11 and 12. She said to him at 11, "Sir, you have not even a bucket for drawing water, and the well is deep. From what source, therefore, do you have this living water? You are not greater than our forefather Jacob, who gave us the well, and who himself, together with his sons and his cattle, drank out of it, are you?" So this woman questioned Christ. And we can see also at the account, Matthew chapter 15, verses 22 to 29, the foreign woman with the demon-possessed daughter. She was permitted to express a different opinion to Christ. That's Matthew chapter 15 and verses 26 to 28. We'll take a quick look at that one. Matthew 15, 26 to 28, it says there, "When the woman came, she began doing obeisance to him," that's 25, saying, "Lord, help me." In answer he said, "It is not right to take the bread of the children and throw it to little dogs." She said, "Yes, Lord, but really the little dogs do eat of the crumbs falling from the table of their masters." So, she expressed a difference of opinion there with Christ. And the point is that he allowed these women to say what was on their mind. He allowed these women to speak. John chapter 11 and verse 21. Let's have a quick look at that. John chapter 11 and verse 21 says, I'm in Luke, John chapter 11 and verse 21, with me, it says there, "Martha therefore said, 'Yeshua, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died.'" So she was expressing an opinion. And at John chapter 11 and verse 26, Christ said, "And everyone that is living and exercises faith in me will never die at all. Do you believe this?" He was talking to a woman, and he's asking her opinion, inviting her opinion. And again in verse 28, "And when she had said this, she went off and called Mary her sister, saying secretly, 'The teacher is present and is calling you.'" So Christ was calling for a woman to be present, to witness what he was about to do. He wanted a woman there. Women were not segregated like, in other churches and other faiths. Christ taught these women equally as he taught men, and he welcomed their opinions and he welcomed their questions. And I've put down John 11 and verse 39. Quick read of that one. John 11:39. Yeshua said, "Take the stone away." And Martha, the sister of the deceased, said to him, "Lord, by now he must smell, for it is 4 days." So, stating the obvious to Christ. expressing her opinion that, you know, it's not a good idea to move the stone away. This man's decomposing and smelling in the heat. As if Christ didn't already know that, you know. So really we can see the example that Christ set, that women had a voice. They could speak, they could question, they could express their opinion. But these things were done in a way that he was always recognized as the lead. He was always recognized as the teacher. He was always recognized as the one having the authority. And this is a situation that needs to be in the Christian congregation, where women always recognize that a man has the lead and the authority, but they're not to sit there like dummies. You know, imagine a group in somebody's home. Yeah, we come out of Watchtower, we've come out of Babylon's churches, and we're meeting in people's homes. What are women to do? What, go and sit down in somebody's armchair, fold their arms and listen to men discuss and inquire and say nothing at all? That is not what the scriptures is teaching us. The scriptures is teaching us that there must be an interchange of encouragement. Hebrews chapter 23 and 24 speaks of that. And Galatians chapter 6 and verse 6 speaks about sharing with the one through whom you were orally taught. So, as Christians, this is the model set for us by Christ, and the models, the standard set for us in Scripture, that women are allowed to speak, they are allowed to express thoughts and ideas, and they are allowed to participate in an interchange of encouragement, and they are allowed to, in special circumstances, actually take the lead in praying and prophesying, but they must have a head covering on their head. And that basically is it, I think. I hope that is clear, and I welcome your thoughts and your opinions on this, and that's it for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.